What's your advice for a new father? I get a lot of questions from men who are just like, what do I do? What's your advice?
Yeah. I'm twice as old as I look and half as old as I feel. So I'm like, it's my Bilbo Baggins here.
That's what I was thinking too. That came to mind. Yeah.
And I like you half as much as them.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it is still projection. You know, I've got kids from 22 down to 9. I'm still in the middle of this. I got my first wedding coming up in October for my 23-year-old, actually.
That's beautiful.
And there's a lot of what ifs, coulda, woulda, shouldas, and when I get that question, as you do, I try to check myself that it's not just a projection of my own ego. What would I give advice to a young father? But I do know how I would talk to Damon Owens, April 25th, 1993, the day after my wedding, right?
Yep.
And I would have told him that you're not here to conquer the universe. That really, everything you do in the quiet of your home, in the solitude of you and Melanie, in the quiet alone time with each of the babies, in the things that don't get any headline, they don't get any publicity, that is the cosmos. That is the cosmos, and it's worth it. It's worth it to, if you have to play the mind game, it's worth wasting time with your wife. It's kind of a pejorative, but because we're so thinking we're doing everything else, I want to be effective and do all these things. The young husband, father is under so much anxiety and pressure to perform. And again, I don't want to project, but that's where I was. I still am. That performance makes me worthy to be loved. It makes me worthy of affirmation. And the better I do, the more it's worth that, you know, Pope Francis gave me a medal because I did this, 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 and this, as opposed to an affective. You know, I want somebody to write the book, maybe it'll be me, 7 Habits of Highly Affective Families.
You can't get sued that way, hopefully.
I don't know, right? Be like, I'm Mr. McDonald. Here are my hamburgers, right?
Right.
But an highly affective family is one that really is has this beautiful interior life, ad intra, and an ad extra, right? It has this communio and this missio. Like breathing, we can come together so that we can go out. Come together and we go out. And we don't have this sort of this disorder that I'm more of an exhaler than an inhaler. You know, we're kind of a doing family, you know. We don't have a lot of time.
I like that,
or we're really a very close family. We don't do a lot of outside stuff. We're more of an inhaling family. You know? No, there's this beautiful integration. So the father of this family is one who's constantly checking the breath to making sure that we have enough time together that we can answer without any doubt to our own hearts and to our kids, you're worthy to be loved for who you are. Not for what you do. I loved you when you came out of the womb and you were screaming. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
You haven't been able to do anything since I was a baby. And I've been willing to lay my life down for you. I mean, from my heart.
Yeah.
So, and then that experience is one that takes time. And that whole wasting time, again, mind game is, instead of looking out there, that ad extra, that somehow we got to go out there or that we have to do everything in here. I think fatherhood is about not just engendering life that can exist outside, but it's about ensuring they're good by constantly modeling this value of what we have together, you know, and then what we are to the world. And young fathers need to get off that train of accomplishment, of praise and public recognition, and spend some real interior time.
Interior, that's the word. I think I was thinking as you were speaking about, you know, going back to 93?
93.
I was 10 years old, my friend. I was thinking if I could go back to the day before my son was born and give me advice, I'm like, I wouldn't have believed any of it. I couldn't have heard it. So I think like the advice I would have for a young man getting married is get healing. Choose to be well. Get a spiritual director, get a therapist, work on your junk now. Because it's almost like that's what, once you're secure in who you are as a son, and I'm gradually learning, you know, still got a long way to go, but the more I become confident in my sonship, the more I can be calm. There's a restfulness in there.
Yes.
God, dude, I'm so uptight and anxious, and I've always had that. And I think a lot of that in my early years was being a father is just like this. I'm vibrating, like I'm not settled. I'm angry. I'm pissed off at something. I didn't know what to do with that. And I hear other parents tell me they love being a parent. And I'm like, I don't know if I like it. And I get that says only bad things about me, but that's where I'm at. And I just, and I remember it was really troublesome for me too. I'd say to parents, hey, just so you know, like it might not be as great as you think it is. And like later on, they'd be like, it really was as great. I'm like, screw you. I found it bloody difficult. And there was shame in that too.
Sure.
But I think it would have done me a lot of good if I had like a mentor in my life, like a man who I could meet with or even just phone up from time to time and be completely honest and real. So
here's the challenge, and I'm with you. I'm totally with you. This is not even a but, this is an and, is that question alone, what advice would you give to, a young father? We're back into the objective modes because some young men are so afflicted that they need comfort. Some are so comfortable, they need some affliction. So the answer to that question is going to be, in terms of the balance, where are you now as a man?
That's a really great point.
So you give all the comfort advice, and you're like,
you might need to get off your ass and work harder and stop sleeping in.
Exactly, but you tell it to a workaholic.
That's right.
And you're putting gas onto a burning fire. So that whole subjective, inductive, experiential says, let's honor the real experiences of people. Let's meet them as unique, unrepeatable I subject, and let's see what's going on in their particular life that gives witness to the universal truths. So we've got the same deposit of faith as believers, and a young father is on the same trajectory of son, brother, friend, spouse, father. Right? That's our path to holiness in those relationships and through those relationships. But what does that look like? Is so unique and unrepeatable that even the marriage advice, the parenting advice, we can talk principles all day long, and we need to. We need to.
I love it. This is awesome.
This is the stake in the ground.
Yeah.
But that's not your answer. That's where we get our answers. So when you have a spiritual director, it's not checking the box off. It's saying, you know what? Here's what's really going on. I came home, house was a mess, and for some reason, I flew off the handle. I literally was in my car.
And
I was overjoyed.
I can't wait to do all the things with my kids.
I'm good. Open up the door, and I step on a Lego. And before I could even think about getting mad, I was yelling.
Yeah.
Father, what is that? What do I do with that?
Yeah.
And we need that not just checkbox of spiritual direction, of friendship and confidence, of community of other men. We need the community of men. We need half of them laughing. Like, yeah, dude, been there, done that. Yeah,
because you know what that is. When you have the man hear you and kind of laugh as you're saying, that's him saying you're good.
You're good. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Because we're afraid that something's fundamentally broken within me that cannot be healed. Other people, it can be, but with me, I've tried and it doesn't work.
That's the despair, yes.
It's the despair. So to have someone in your life who can see you where you are and there's no hiding and can love you in that.
Yeah.
That gives you the confidence to believe that you might be lovable. And if you believe in the depths of your heart that you're lovable and are loved,
powerful, then you can
just relax.
You're unleashed. I mean, there's a liberty. There's a freedom there that I've only had glimpses of in moments, and I want more. I want more.
Yeah, me too.
Yo, thanks for watching. You can watch the entire episode on YouTube if you want. You can listen to it at The Matt Fradd Show by subscribing on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And feel free to support me, patreon.com/MattFradd.